come up with that dog shit pick? What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
Hello, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Jimnasium podcast with me, XFL Jim, joined as always by my lovely, illustrious co-host, Chase, Lupine Fiasco, Sessoms. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm living the impossible dream here, like Don Quixote, the man from La Mancha.
Did you ever have to read that in high school?
No, never.
We read it a little bit in Spanish class, and then we watched the movie, and I liked the movie a little bit. I didn't like the book because
I'm gonna be straight up with you. My parents moving out of my childhood home to their like retirement like house that they bought, and in the I don't know. I mean, for me personally, like anytime I go to my parents' house, like I immediately go upstairs to my childhood bathroom and drop a deuce.
Yes. It's it's reclaiming your territory.
Yeah, and so there was always this like weird like Don Quixote painting in there. So for some reason, I decided to quote Don Quixote, thinking about childhood deuces, which my sister actually is dubbed going forward. Anytime I poop in one of my relatives' house, living the impossible dream.
So you've kind of like Pavloved Don Quixote with pooping.
A little bit, yeah. That's kind of it. Just tilting at those windmills, son.
I've Pavloved. Obviously, everyone knows I'm a garage guy. I've Pavloved garage doors closing behind me.
Okay,
like
means it's game time.
It's kind of like you're heading home. You're good, like the whole journey from work to getting home, and then that garage door closes, and all of a sudden your body's like, "Oh, I'm at home." Red alert! Red alert!
Yeah, game on. Game on. Your
like
TTC, turd touching cloth.
It's gotta happen now.
It's gotta happen. Yeah, there we go. So that's 2 minutes of poop talk. There we go.
Hey, that's how we want to start. We will start pooping on every show. I don't give a fuck. There's some sports stuff going on though. There's a little bit. We got a little bit of college basketball coming. We got the month of madness. I don't know about you, but when I first started streaming and getting on stuff and everything. I started in March last year. I started the Jimnasium last year, and then aside from doing the Jimnasium, every single night, once the first March Madness brackets came out, every single night until the tournament started, I would fill out a bracket live on stream. I'm probably going to do that again this year.
I like it. It's nice. It's nice to hit these sort of milestones, right?
It's very nice. It's amazing to look back. I'll have to look and see. It's been almost a year since I started this thing. It's been almost a year.
I want to say
sometime in March.
Yeah, and I joined you in like June or so, and then
you joined in like May, dude. You joined early.
Yeah, I mean we're getting pretty close to being 1 year together / past 1 year of just Jimnasium goodness. Yeah, man, it's time's flying. It's gone by so quick. We've done so many episodes. What episode is this?
This is episode 46.
Jesus.
This is episode 46.
The Jimnasium is old enough to leave its wife and buy a Mazda Miata.
Okay, so literally March 6th. So a week from yesterday, the show will have been 1 year old.
Hey. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, fucking amazing. And then I think you joined episode 12. I can actually look that up too and see the exact date. May 31st, the end of May. We'll have to do another. We're gonna squeeze every bit of anniversary we can out of this. I might. You know what that means? I might have to make a compilation
of our finest Jimnasium moments.
I'm gonna have to rewatch a lot of this show.
That's a lot of watching us. That is a whole lot, for sure. Because I mean, come on, that's like 30 plus hours. Those first episodes were long.
Yeah, those like all the college football ones, especially during the season and especially preseason, we were previewing every single college football and NFL game. Those are going to take a while to get through. It's gonna be a nice slog. So we're both in like content. How long did it take you to get over the sound of your own voice?
At least a few months.
So when did you start like actively having to hear yourself talk?
Let's see. I started with On the Wrong Lead, doing those horse racing live streams on the YouTubes and on the Discords and such. I don't know. I probably started 2 years ago, honestly. And I would say, I don't know. It was probably whenever we started doing the On the Wrong Lead podcasts, probably about a year and a half ago, where it really, when I would actually go back and listen to them and hear my own voice, like it wasn't so much like my own voice as much as my cadence and how often I said ums or uhs. Like I just became so painfully aware of every time that I said like or And now I just kind of push through it, but I also feel like I've gotten like better at it. Like I don't say as often as I do or as I used to.
The big thing for me, and I feel like I still do this, I still feel like I say and like and whatnot when I'm doing solo stuff a little too much, because sometimes you're just trying to think of stuff to fill a void.
Right.
The big thing for me was I thought I sounded so much more nasally and higher pitched when I was like editing content than when I'm just normally speaking.
Well, I think it's just your natural predilection to sound like a wiener a little bit, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
I didn't mean that.
I kind of do. When I look back, when I first started, and maybe it's just because I was way more self-conscious back when I started, because I started making videos and whatnot when I was about 11, 12 years old. So maybe I was more
grew up in different eras, my man.
Dude, I was making... I can't find it right now because it's such a small channel, but I was making World of Warcraft machinima videos as my first pieces of content.
I only understood 3 of those words. To be frank, that was the World of Warcraft. I have no idea what any of that else means.
So machinima back in the day, it was a big thing in like the early 2010s and the late 2000s.
Is that the kosher wine, machinima?
Yes. Also, we drink plenty of kosher wine in this household.
Manischewitz. No, I've seen it. I've seen the bottles of Manischewitz in the garage. I know. I'm aware.
Yeah, buddy. Fuck yeah. But it was people made videos and sometimes feature-length films through video games.
Ah.
So they would make quick animations and quote unquote animations. I would make videos in video games, and there was a big inspiration to me. There was this guy who in World of Warcraft made a feature-length 2.5 hour long film that I remember watching when I was a kid. And it wasn't fun. It was like a serious fantasy film. It had voice actors and everything, and little 11, 12-year-old me was blown away.
It's a cool concept. It's quite the undertaking, I will say. Quite the undertaking.
I just did voice acting. So I had my shitty like video game mic, like your office mic that we get at Office Max.
Yeah.
And then I would just record myself straight into the computer on Windows Movie Maker.
Look at how we've come up. We started at the machinima. Now we're here.
Now we're in the garage.
Now we're here. Yeah.
Now we're here in the fucking garage. And your team is like battling up. I think Arkansas, back to March Madness, by the way, they're getting hot at the perfect time.
Oh, they've been hot. They've been hot.
I know they've been nothing but hot. Like they heated. To me, they started heating up. Like February, they were heating up. They've been good throughout the whole season. But to me, February is when they started heating up, and now they're red hot.
Yeah, 12 of the last 13. We've beaten 3 ranked opponents in the process. Like we've got a good number of like top 25 wins. We're playing against teams that are supposed to be like, Kentucky's a really good team, and we managed to beat them at home. Handled Auburn, which Auburn looks like they have their troubles on the road, but still, it's hard to win that many games in a stretch. Like I was almost laughed out of the Cutting Nets group chat a couple weeks ago. Whenever we had this like 6-game stretch coming up to end February, I was like, we're going to win 4 of 6. And like Gino, who, very much into his stats and his Ken Palm, was like, Ken Palm says you're going to win 1 of 6. I was like, dude, believe me, 4 of 6. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. 4 of 6. 5 of 6, son. 5. And the one we lost was by 1 point at Alabama. Yeah, they're getting hot. I'm
gonna call bullshit, by the way.
Yeah. I don't give a damn for Ken or his Pomeranian. We're gonna be a dangerous team come tournament time. Very, very dangerous team. And just more games we win, the higher we're moving up, in the seeding. I've seen us as like a 5 seed right now. Maybe some people have us as like a 4. I think we could quite possibly, honestly, get up to like a 3 seed. If we keep winning games, then maybe a 2.
I think if Arkansas does end up being a 5 seed, they've got to be like top 2, if not top 1, the most dangerous 5 seed in the whole tournament.
Yeah, got to be.
That'd be incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, and believe me, there are tons of Razorback fans who are pissed right now that we only moved up 4 spots after you had Kansas lose, Gonzaga lose, Kentucky lose, all those teams, ahead of us, and we went from 18 to 14. In my mind, we're a top 10 team, but you know what? Fucking let's just play games and we'll see. We'll see who should be ranked where after it's all done.
It's that, and I feel like rankings in general matter less in basketball. It's just all about seeding.
Pretty much.
Like, the rankings don't matter until it's actually the day of the tournament and you figure out where you're seated.
Right. No, a lot of it is a pride thing. And I mean, we did our typical Arkansas thing of we start off like red hot in the in the non-conference, and then we immediately just shit the bed in conference play, and then we just surge. And it's so weird because it's not just like this team, and it's not like just this coaching staff, but it's like transcended coaching staffs. That's always, it just seems like one of those things that doesn't matter who's coaching or who's playing. It's just what we always do.
So does this mean if Auburn loses one more game, I really, selfishly, I want Arkansas to win the SEC so bad.
There's a chance. I mean, what? I think there are 4 games left. 3 maybe?
I think there are 2. There are 2. You guys play LSU and you play Tennessee.
Yeah, and we have to go to Tennessee. So I mean, if Auburn loses another one, if Kentucky loses another one, then there's a chance we could win the regular season SEC.
The issue with that is Auburn plays Mississippi State and South Carolina.
Do they play them on the road?
They play Mississippi State on the road.
That's not a guaranteed win. I mean, they went to the wire with Georgia on the road. They lost at Florida on the road. They lost to Arkansas on the road.
Speaking of which, Mississippi plays Kentucky in the next game, but Kentucky has to go to Florida.
It could happen for you, Jim.
It could happen. It could very much happen. On my homer note, Nebraska men's basketball got their first and I assume only road win of the season. These last games against Penn State.
Way to go. Yeah.
They won by like 20 points too. They dominated them.
That's amazing. I think that was your only chance to say they dominated them all season. Because they very much have not dominated anybody.
No, they're big bad. They're real bad. They
got big bad energy.
They are 8-21 bad.
Oof.
Their away record 1-8, baby, 1-8 on the road.
It's about that one though. It's about that one.
2-16 in conference.
That hurts. It's a tough basketball conference for what is very much not. It never has been a basketball school.
I wonder who their other conference win is.
When's the last time you guys were in the tournament?
It was Tim Miles' second season. I want to say it was like 2013.
And it had been a long time before that.
Yeah, it had been a long time. I could actually look it up real quick. Let me... Come on. NCAA tournament results. Yeah, 2014. And then before that, it was 1998.
Whew.
And we lost to Arkansas.
Yeah.
And before that, it was 9. So, hey, guess what? Just like our basketball school, here's Nebraska making it to the NCAA tournament in the 90s. They made it in 91, 92, 93, 94, and 98. I believe we are the only mid-major to have never won an NCAA tournament game.
Never. Wow.
No, they've made it all of these years.
But they've never won a game in the actual tournament.
Here is the entirety of Nebraska basketball's NCAA history. They made it for the first time in 1986 as a 9th seed. They lost 59-67 to Western Kentucky. 91 as a 3 seed. They lost to the 14 seed Xavier 84-89.
That hurts.
That one really hurts. 92 as an 8 seed, lost to UConn 65-86. 93 as a 10 seed, New Mexico State 79-93. 94 as a 6 seed, they lost to Penn 80-90. 98 they lost to Arkansas as an 11 seed. Arkansas was the 6th seed. They lost 65-74, and then in 2014 they lost to Baylor 60-74.
Well, I mean, room to grow, right?
There's nowhere to go but up. Literally,
that's right. That's how you think about this.
Literally, in the last 2 decades, Tim Miles is the best Nebraska basketball coach we've ever had, because all he did, he just had to make a tournament. That's all you got to do, and you're one of like the top 4 coaches of all time here.
Man, Fred Hoiberg's a good coach, but I have to wonder what he was thinking ever leaving Iowa State. Like, you know what his nickname is, right? He's the mayor of Ames. Like that. How do you? I understand NBA money, but still.
I think it's not just NBA money. I feel like college coaches get this to some respect as well, like football coaches, where the NFL is the premier, the top, the elite.
So you want to prove that you're more than just a college coach, that you're
you want to prove that you're
badass basketball coach, yeah.
But I don't know, because there's obviously, we've seen plenty of examples of college coaches not succeeding in the NFL. I don't know if a great NFL coach necessarily translates to college.
That's a good point.
Because
I mean,
the biggest change between the two is the recruiting.
Yeah, and that's a whole different animal. That is a whole different animal. Like going and winning, winning on the love seat, in a recruit's home, winning the battle of the living room. Like that's hard to do. And I mean, some people will. I mean, I'm sure some kids will actually bite on the whole. This man is coached at the next level. Like he knows what it takes to get you there, sort of thing. But like other people are so much more polished with what they're presenting to these kids and their families that like. It's got to be hard to like get there. And I mean, because when you're pros, I mean, the answer is like, we're just going to throw money at this person.
I guess now you can do that with college.
Technically, I mean, maybe you'll see more NFL coaches be good.
Look at Texas A&M with the #1 recruiting class of all time just by throwing bajillions of dollars.
Right. And true Texas A&M fashion, they're a disgusting people.
Hey, it worked for them though. I mean, it worked as far as recruiting goes. As far as on-field results, those are to be
the most expensive 8-4 team ever.
That's something, though. That's still a record. They'll hang a banner for that.
Yeah. Here, the $50 million 8-4 Texas A&M Aggies.
While we're on the subject of college football, I feel like we have to talk about the Grambling State.
Jesus.
Just dominant, like clusterfuck going on there. Hugh Jackson, the hiring, shitstorm, and firing of Art Briles. In the sneaky bastards, as soon as the shit in Ukraine, as soon as the war in Ukraine popped off, they thought they could sneak that by us.
Nope, not so much. If you're wondering how long it takes for covering up like sexual assault and rape allegations for your team, how long it takes for that to go away, apparently longer than this. That's, I guess, would be the best way to answer. My guess is probably never. That should never go away, quite honestly. But I think they just kind of thought people had forgotten by now. Nope.
My opinion is never.
No.
But I bet you give it 10 years, someone will try. These I mean, coaches, to some respect, it's such a boys' club. And to some respect, these schools will do, quote unquote, anything to win.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
every time a school hires them, though, it's just going to be the biggest media shitstorm.
Right.
Deservedly so.
It's like their basketball coach that like tried to like interfere with like a murder investigation. Like he's actually back coaching basketball again, but you bet your sweet ass it's not Division 1, top conference. It's like Division 2, Division 3, like somewhere around there. And he had to go super Christian, like to get that stink off of him.
Well, and Briles, before this, he was coaching football in Italy.
Yeah.
Like he was actually coaching football abroad in Europe for a little bit.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Italians are a little more handsy just by nature.
Yep. It's in their nature. Shout out to any Italian listening to this.
Mi scusi for saying that.
I don't understand, even if you're not looking at it from a moral perspective, which is don't hire this disgusting man who covered up sexual assault cases. If you're just looking at it from the point of, do I want to keep my job? What's the quickest way to get fired as an athletic director? Hire Art Briles.
Yeah, putting together a compensation package for that gentleman. That's a surefire way.
Like, what makes you think going after him is such a good idea? The only way you touch the Briles name is with Kendall Briles.
Yeah, which we did at Arkansas quite successfully.
I mean, he's good. Like the offense is good.
That was his dad. It wasn't on him. Just want to say for the record.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what was going on there. But you don't fucking touch Art Briles. It's just a very dumb, stupid, immoral thing to do.
It'd be like touching Urban Meyer at this point.
Dude, there would be schools that will go after Urban Meyer.
Someone will go after Urban Meyer.
If he wants to coach in college, he'll coach in college.
Yeah, I kind of think that
it's the fact that he's won a national championship.
Unless he wants to retire, like that's the only way I can see him being employed. Like that, would have a hard time putting him back on like Fox for the big Saturday kickoff or whatever it is that they had him on. That's not going to happen again. Like,
well, especially they'll have other personalities they can put on for that.
Right. And like they overlooked some dirtbag to put him on television. Now it's like now we have a lot more recent dirtbag and like we tried to sweep it under the rug, but now there's just like this big lump of dirtbag under the rug that people are tripping on.
Like when they hired him originally, he left a winner.
Right.
Like he left a national, like he's been a national championship winning coach, super successful in college, no losing. He's leaving the NFL not only disgraced and a loser, but with more baggage.
Right.
He has all that baggage, and he's a loser now.
Pope Urban, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Round of applause. Pope Urban Meyer.
Live life. God, I hate Urban Meyer so much. Dude, so many schools would hire him. There are so many colleges that would hire him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's one of what? Like, there's 4 coaches that have won a playoff?
Yeah.
There's Nick Saban. 5. There's Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney,
Ed Orgeron,
and Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Yep. There are 4 of those, Ed Orgeron included, that come with way less baggage. Yeah, and that's impressive.
Yeah. That's
Go
very
Tigers.
Impressive.
Go Tigers.
God, I want Ed O to coach my team.
He's
going to retire. He's not coming back.
Part of me wanted to see him in the USFL. I'm holding out hope for the XFL.
Oh, if he coaches the X. Speaking of which, we're just going to roll right into this now. I have a little bit of XFL news coming. I have a big video coming out tomorrow with some XFL news in mind. I'm going to be showing Chase a picture. I will include a link to this picture in the audio notes, so just be aware of that, people. Here's the picture. Right here. I want Chase to describe what he's seeing right here.
All right, top right, we got Danny Garcia. Top left, or next to Danny Garcia, we've got what appears to be COVID. We've got John Cena below. We've got it looks like it's all connected. It looks like you figured out some sort of conspiracy and that everything is connected. Where's the yarn?
I didn't have any yarn on me. I just had to use the pictures, but I have a notebook filled with ideas and thoughts and the connections. There's a lot going on here. I'm gonna walk to the board right now and I will tell you one of the things on it that is written down.
Just real quick, Jim, does this one go straight to the top?
It goes higher than I could have ever imagined.
Yes.
It goes beyond the top.
Yes.
Okay. So which one do I want to... this one just says, where does The Rock get his juice? Here it is. Here's one I like a lot. So we have the EL. These are the global brands of football. We have ELF, X League, USFL, XFL, and NFL. Those are 7 L's if you put them together. If I squiggle it a little bit, it's 78. Vince McMahon in the year 2023, he's going to be 78 years old. That has to mean something.
Yeah. Yeah, sure it does. Yeah, it does, buddy. Yeah, it does. You keep doing what you're doing, man.
There's a lot to uncover here.
Yeah, you're gonna hash this all out in no time. No time.
I think what I planned on being a 2-minute video. What I planned on being a 2-minute video turned into
it's all connected.
20 minutes of my life. It blew my mind how connected everything is.
You need a cigarette and you need a coffee. You need a cup of coffee and a styrofoam.
In the video, I go through 2 cigarettes in about 5 minutes.
Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Perfect.
It's perfect. I mean,
then carry on, good sir. Carry on.
I think this is what might happen. If I try and step out of myself for a little bit and look back, this might be just what happens to my system with the lack of XFL news. Chase can attest to this, people, that, what was it, 2 weeks ago, the week after the Super Bowl, I said there will be XFL news. We had the XFL Nfl Partnership Announcement, which is amazing, and I love that. We could talk about that a little bit, but I wanted cities, coaches. I wanted real big stuff.
Yeah, and it just kind of teased you a little bit. It didn't happen.
I think this is what you get. This is what you get when I get teased. Maybe I should get teased more often because I think this is going to make for a really good video. I
think you're full on edged at this point, sir.
Some people have to pay extra for that.
That's true. That's a time-consuming proposition.
I don't think I got your takes on Spring Fever about it. But what do you think about the XFL NFL deal collaboration?
I like it because I think it being the NFL test lab, if you will, lends itself to longevity of a spring league. Like that, it's not like it's the G League or anything, but it's almost like it's the proving ground, the test kitchen, if you will, for the NFL at this point. And that's going to ensure that it stays around a long time, instead of having, these sort of, with the original XFL where it was just kind of there and gone. And then the shutdown because of COVID, there's another big league now invested in keeping it around and using it as its proving ground. It's like the salt flats.
It is. And I know some people, me included, were potentially worried that the XFL could turn into a farm league for the NFL, but I don't think that would happen. I think if anything, they won't just pick up players or whatnot. Obviously, all these players are wanting to go to the NFL. That's the end goal for the players that are in the USFL, the CFL, and the XFL. They want to play in the NFL, but the XFL has always prided itself on being an innovative league, testing out new rules, testing out new things for the consumer to do. And if the NFL wants to partner with that and adopt some of these rules, adopt some of these new things, and maybe tweak them to their own way, I think that's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, because there were some absolutely great things that the XFL was doing in their last iteration before the COVID shutdown. That is stuff that you would love to see in the NFL now, like hearing them talk out video replays, hearing what's going through people's minds as they talk out through these replays. The NFL has kind of leaned into a partnership relationship with sports gambling, but the XFL pretty much full on accepted it, is pretty much into it.
Yeah, they have the announcers talking about the spread during the game.
Yeah, and you have things that are, there's some innovation in terms of how they're handling point afters and things like that, hey man, I wouldn't mind seeing. And if they have a better way to do overtime, I think you fixed a big gripe for a lot of people watching the NFL this year.
I think so. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm always going to be an optimist when it comes to these kinds of things. I did see some takes, and I was kind of on this train of maybe the CFL should have heard them out, or maybe were these talks going on simultaneously with the CFL, or did they go to the NFL after, or what's going on there?
Yeah, I really don't know. It's hard to say. This is something I never thought I would say as a 7th grader, but here I am saying it now as a 36-year-old man, which is I trust The Rock and his business savvy.
I mean, yeah. The guy's tequila business just became super huge. The guy, he just doesn't miss.
No, he doesn't. He's a hell of a talent. Hell of a talent. No, I trust The Rock's business savvy. I'm you know what? I'm going to say it loud. I'm saying it proud. I'm saying it again. I trust The Rock's business savvy.
Well, doubly in my opinion, because in their press release in the XFL on their website, they mentioned that this partnership involves testing like international things. They're going to be testing potentially, I assume, international cities. The NFL, we all know, wants to get more international. I think I saw a release today or yesterday. They're planning on doing games in Germany, in London still, in Mexico. Like, the NFL wants to get more global, and I think that's always been a big goal for the XFL right now. And the CFL already does a global draft, so why wouldn't the CFL want to get involved with these leagues? It just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I think they view themselves as their own, like, unique entity, I'm guessing. That's the only thing I could think, is that there's a little bit of Canadian nationalism there.
True. And I love the CFL. It's an amazing sport. You and I both love the Rouge more than most things.
Hey, people kicking things who should not be kicking things in front of stadiums full of people, and it's only worth 1 point. Give me higher stakes. There are none.
There are none. And I think with higher stakes, I think that the high stakes, the intensity, I think that segues very well into our next segment, the segment where we get to yell about sports, folks. Let me get the music going right now. I got it.
Fix my pocket square. There we go.
Let me get my jacket on here. Let me get the timer ready, because we're ready to yell about some sports. Are you ready, Chase?
Let's do this.
Okay, get the timer ready, and go. The CFL is nothing without the XFL and the NFL. Football is an American sport. It's an American round egg. We stole it from Britain. Soccer's shit.
I don't know how you ignore the good looks of a Justin Trudeau, of how the CFL has evolved. They put out a good product. They put out a good product every year. People are just now starting to pay attention to it. They can do whatever they want. Canadian nationalism all the way.
These maple syrup sucking sons of bitches have got nothing on my goat, LeBron James.
Listen. Michael Jordan is the GOAT if the GOAT were a Canadian fur trapper that traveled down the Mississippi River to Louisiana. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what I'm saying.
You know what doesn't make sense? The fact that LeBron James' hairline keeps receding but keeps growing at the same time. I like to see your goat do that.
My goat had the good goddamn sense to get clean shaved and not get his hair cut by a goddamn weed whacker.
Your goat is a gambling addict. God dang it.
Yes, he is, and I love him every minute for it.
And I think that's a perfect way to end sports yelling.
Good sports yelling.
That was always good. It's a good way to get any rage you have out.
Just get it out. It out.
Have you ever been or seen a rage room?
Yes, I have. Speaking of the business savvy of The Rock, I think the first time I saw a rage room was on an episode of Ballers.
Nice. Have you ever been to one?
I have not, but I would like to.
I think you would like it.
I would do minimal damage. Minimal.
No, I would smash so many. I would break all the rules because I don't think you're supposed to actively throw yourself into things.
That's bullshit.
But they give you a sledgehammer.
I got something that I would like to bring up that kind of goes with current world affairs and everything. If you were a Russian conscript and you were invading Ukraine, how vigorously would you shit your pants if you turned the corner and you saw the Klitschko brothers carrying AKs? Because they are actually fighting in the streets of Kyiv right now. The Klitschkos, the two world heavyweight title holders who just basically traded it between themselves. We don't need gun. We punch a face in. That's awesome. Fucking Ukrainians are built differently, and I dig it. Big ups to Ukrainians.
They're fucking built different. That should be the tagline. Like how each country has their tourism tagline.
Yeah,
that's Ukraine. We're built different.
they are built different. Like the old lady telling Russian soldiers, like, put some of these sunflower seeds in your pocket so when you die, flowers will grow where you fall.
Such a badass thing to say.
Fuck. Yeah, lady, you tell him. So that's all.
It's a country of amazing one-liners.
Pretty much, just go Ukraine. That's all I was gonna mention on it, but I wanted to bring that up. The fact that the Klitschko brothers are ready to do hand-to-hand combat, like I just war over.
I would have my early pants shitting of the year.
Yeah, just go ahead and get that one out of the way right there where you saw Vitaly.
I'd be like, that one's done. I'm good for the year.
It's like, oh, there's Vitaly. I'm getting out of here. Turn around. Boom. Vladimir. Boom. Klitschko's. You're in a Klitschko sandwich.
That sounds actually kind of hot.
That does sound kind of hot. I think it's because they're the first syllable of their name.
I mean, that doesn't exist, but okay.
The myth.
I think we are going to segue this talk of Ukraine, Russia into our favorite segment where we grade random bullshit. And this week on the wheel of random bullshit that we're grading, we came up. You know what came up, Chase?
What's up?
Cereal. We're grading cereal.
All right.
A passion of mine. I love cereal. I don't love it for breakfast as much as some people, but I like eating cereal for a nice dessert or a late night snack.
I'd never eat it in the morning. I definitely always eat it late at night. You know what I just had? You know what my beautiful wife found for me at the Dollar Tree?
What was it?
Dunkaroos cereal.
Oh.
Yeah. F my B. That shit is good.
So right here, I went to Nerdist, and I found they have the top 50 cereals ranked. We'll see about this. We're going to be giving each one of these a grade going down from 50 to 1.
Yeah.
Number 1, already have an issue with it because I don't.
Are we yelling about it?
We can.
Because we got that sports yelling graphic up.
Oh damn it! You're right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right. It's all right.
See it.
Boom.
We will
there
yell
we go.
about it. We can yell about it if we feel like it. Number 50, shredded wheat.
F.
Yeah, F.
Is it frosted? No.
No,
F.
it's not.
Moving
This
on.
is shredded wheat. This is fucking terrible. 49, grape nuts.
D.
Yeah, D minus. Number 48, Booberry.
B.
I'm gonna give Booberry a B. I like Booberry.
B for the Booberry.
But up next is Frankenberry.
Also a B. I mean,
B plus.
just for the presence of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
that gets the plus from you.
The mascot actually does a little bit for me.
Okay.
Next up is Wheaties.
So other than the allure of being on a box of Wheaties, right? I think
like
Wheaties
shit.
are fucking gross. They taste
F.
like metal. F.
It tastes like nothing. They're bad.
Yeah, man.
That's
like
I've
Special
never...
K bad, you know?
They're real bad. Next one I've never heard of, Nut and Honey.
I've heard of it. I want to say I've had it. I want to say just based off of the name, I'm going to give it a C.
I'm going to give it a C. This sounds like something you'd get at the back of a strip club.
Yeah.
Next up, you just talked about it. It's Special K.
F
Disgusting.
minus.
F. This is terrible. Up next is another one I haven't heard of is Waffle Crisps. That sounds like a British one.
Ooh, that's, Waffle Crisps are good. Yeah.
Okay, I've never had
Yeah,
it.
that's like in the Cookie Crisp kind of family. That's an A for the Waffle Crisp.
Okay, I'm going to give that a not rated because I haven't had them. Next up is Rice Krispies.
So I don't know how you eat your Rice Krispies, but I pour mine into milk, and then I just put a shit ton of sugar on top of them. Exactly. And when I do that, it's delicious. Because then I'm left with sugar milk, which is on its own just pretty good. So I'm going to give it a C plus because it needs doctoring.
I'm going to give it a C plus. I feel like Rice Krispie treats and original Cheerios are where I got my early sugar addiction from. So I would get Rice Krispies, and then my mom would just normally add a couple, like 3 spoonfuls of sugar, like just regular spoons. What I would do is I would get the measuring cup, the cup-size measuring cup, and fill it up and pour it into my bowl of cereal.
Oh,
I would have a
instantly
cup of
feel
sugar.
sorry for all of your elementary school teachers.
I would do a cup of sugar, a full cup of sugar with every bowl of frosted
You just
Rice Krispies.
you just essentially explained to me why I've always asked, like, why doesn't Jim like black coffee? It's because he's hooked on that sugar. He's hooked on that white refined sugar.
I can do black coffee if I have a whiskey and a cigar.
Okay.
That's I like it then. I like it like a little tiny cup of black coffee. But yeah, I would do this with Rice Krispies, and sometimes I would have 2 bowls. I would have like one bowl after another. So that's just 2 cups of sugar.
Oh my god.
Disgusting.
Wash it down with a Kool-Aid. Probably.
Yeah, well, okay, before the next one, I do have one other weird food thing I did that's just now entering my brain. I would take white bread and dip it in grape juice.
So like you just had your own impromptu communions is what it sounds like.
So we did that at church when I was little. They would do it because they didn't want the kids to have wine, so they just used grape juice. And I liked the taste, so I was like, I'm just gonna take this white bread and dip it in here, and
yeah,
I would just eat that
every day. Jim, just with the body of Christ all up in his Welches.
That's true. Up next, we have Alphabets.
I
never had that.
C.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a not ranked. Next up, we have Honeycombs. I kind of like Honeycombs.
They're kind of styrofoamy. They're styrofoamy.
Very styrofoamy, and the only thing I like that's styrofoamy to me are Funyuns.
See, I don't do a Funyun.
And Cheetos. Like, Cheeto Puffs. Those are also styrofoamy, but I love them.
They're a little less, but yes, I will agree with the Funyuns. I will disagree with the Cheeto Puff.
I love Funyuns. They are my favorite chip. Up next, Cookie Crisps.
A.
They're one of those few ones, like, they don't get soggy.
Yeah. Listen, if you think that cereal is about injecting fiber into your diet and getting a healthy, balanced breakfast, then you're wrong.
Fuck.
You're wrong. You're wrong. It's about taking dessert foods that you should have to wait all day for and be good to get, and then put milk on them bitches and eating them at breakfast, so you can annoy the piss out of everyone else in your 3rd grade class.
Cereal is to oatmeal what donuts are to bagels. That's how I view it.
That's fucking deep.
Yeah.
That's fucking deep, Jim.
There we go. So
I like where this.
You didn't think we were getting there today, did you?
This is where, I mean, look what happens when we grade things. We get into some fucking complex thought. That was from the abstract.
Up next are cornflakes.
If you give it the sugar treatment, then
I'm just gonna give it a flat C.
I'll give it a C also. It doesn't have the same fun of a snap, crackle, and pop. So it gets the C, not a C+. Yep.
Next up, French Toast Crunch. Not Cinnamon Toast Crunch, French Toast Crunch.
Incomplete, never had it.
It tastes a little weird. I'm going to give it a C+, B-, somewhere around that range. It just tastes a little weird. I can't really fully explain it.
As someone who's never had it, this is my attempt to try to explain it. I mean, to make French toast, you have to put it in like an egg wash, you know? Like, does it taste kind of like weirdly eggy?
A little bit.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I have to give it an incomplete, but I have a feeling I'd probably give it a D if I had to.
Next up, Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. The almonds don't help to me, but I mean, as far as adult cereals go, this is probably the best one. I'm gonna give it a B+.
I recently had one where they have little pieces of dark chocolate in it. Yeah, it's legit. It's legit. Okay.
That's very mature of you. You know you're a grown adult when you're having dark chocolate. When you actually look at the cacao percentage.
I'm straight to the nibs these days.
Next up, Rice Chex.
D.
I like these a little bit more. I'm gonna put these as C+ because these have the same sort of thing for the sugar. Add sugar to them. I prefer these to the cornflakes when I'm adding sugar.
I only like a Chex if it's heavily salted and has like peanuts and stuff with it in a mix.
Do you count? I wouldn't count this in that category because it's the same cereal, but it's used for an entirely different meaning.
D.
I'm gonna give it a C+. Up next is Puffins, which is the Trader Joe's brand, I believe.
Yeah, incomplete. You don't think I don't buy bougie cereals?
They're all right. I'm gonna give them like a C. They're like, have you ever had Captain Crunch? Like they're like that without the berry parts, and a little bit harder. So they're all right. They're decent. I'm gonna give them a C, C minus. Up next, it actually has peanut butter Captain Crunch.
I love peanut butter. I am a full-on peanut butter addict. Like I will obliterate a standard jar of peanut butter with a spoon in a matter of like an hour and a half. Like I'm all about it.
Now, are you chunky or creamy peanut butter?
Doesn't matter.
Ooh, okay.
I take it any way it comes.
You're a peanut fiend. I'm gonna give this one a B. I wasn't as big on peanut butter. I haven't had these in forever, but I wasn't as big on peanut butter.
Peanut butter things can be gross, but I likes. I'll sum it up by that, saying that.
There will probably be one on this list. There will probably be a peanut butter one on this list that I absolutely love. I assume it'll be on this list because it's a top tier cereal in my opinion. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Up next is Honey Smacks.
This is another one that's kind of styrofoamy for me.
Little bit.
I'm gonna give it a C minus. C minus.
D plus. We're kind of in the same range. Up next is Captain Crunch Berries. I like this one a little bit more.
Yeah, but also it feels like maybe you should just get like Fruit Loops or something if that's what you're going for.
That is why I'm docking it down, because it had the berries, which were in my opinion my favorite part. But every time I ate it, I was like, I'd rather just be eating Fruit Loops.
Yeah, a B. I'm gonna give it a B.
I'm gonna give it a C plus. Up next, Crispix.
Don't think I've ever had them.
I think they're similar to Chex. I don't think I've ever had them either. Up next, Golden Crisp.
A minus.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a B. Up next, the healthy cereal. It's Life.
F.
I fucking hate Life. Life sucks. F.
Well, I think we know who won't be sponsoring us anytime soon. Life cereal.
Or probably, I mean, you could take that out of context. Maybe the board game too.
Also, shitty board game.
Also, very shitty board game. Life does indeed suck.
Life
Up
sucks.
Next, Cheerios.
With the sugar treatment, so it's got to get a C.
Yep, it's a C for me, but I don't know if they have it on the list. I didn't check. I loved, and still do to this day, I love Frosted Cheerios. The blue box Cheerios.
Or
by
even
themselves.
just like the straight up like Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yes.
Delicious.
Solid. Delicious.
We get a higher grade.
Up next, Kix.
I like Kix. I'm gonna give Kix an A.
I don't think I've ever had Kix.
I used to get down on some Kix, man. Yeah, Kix. A.
Okay, we'll go with the A. Up next is the one I was alluded to earlier with the peanut butter. It's Reese's Puffs cereal.
Oh, A plus.
A plus. So
winner.
So good.
Should not be a breakfast food. Do not care. A plus.
They don't get soggy. They flavor the milk. It's fucking amazing. Each little bite, you get the perfect amount of chocolate and peanut butter. So good.
Yeah. I also like just the heroin model of Reese's, which is getting the Reese's peanut butter in the jar, you know?
Yep. Oh, God, dude. Oh,
just
God.
Put that right there.
Also, they really just market it as, like, crack for kids, which is basically, yeah. Up next, we were alluding to it a little bit with the Captain Crunch. It's Trixx, which is another fruity kind of cereal.
A minus. B plus. I'm
gonna give it a straight A. I was a big Trixx fan. I think the way it flavors the milk is a very big bonus, where you get that sort of fruity, sugary flavor. Big fan. Up next, Corn Pops. I don't think anyone under the age of like 70 is enjoying these now.
It's like C. I'll give it a C. Because I do remember eating them with some amount of joy as a kid, but it wasn't like a go-to. It was C.
I'll give it a C minus. Up next, Special K, Red Berries. Terrible.
Anything Special K related.
That's true. That's really all you need to know. Yeah, F minus. Up next, Apple Jacks.
A.
I'm gonna give it an A. There'd be like, these are the ones out of all these kind of sweet cereals to me where I would have moments of really liking Apple Jacks and really disliking Apple Jacks.
It's the cinnamon. I feel like cinnamon is like a phase thing. Like you have like hardcore cinnamon phases, and then you have
That's
cinnamon
true.
phases. But I always liked Apple Jacks.
I've never had these ones. The apple cinnamon Cheerios.
Incomplete. Never had them.
Basic 4.
Sounds like a special K. I'm gonna give it an F, even though I've never had it.
It's like one of those cereals I've had once. They really market the fiber, so you know it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch regular.
A.
It's solid. It's really good. Honey Nut Cheerios.
I'm gonna give it an A.
I'm gonna give it an A too.
You don't have to sugar it.
And you feel you lie to yourself and tell you that it's good for your heart.
Yeah. Well, as I pour it in whole fat milk.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You can use oat milk.
Yeah, but why would you?
Because it's not bad. I actually kind of like oat milk.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Hey, it's fine. If I'm going non-dairy milk, it's oat milk. If I'm going dairy milk, it's goat milk. Because I only fuck with the goats.
Okay. I feel like I've learned a lot about you, and I respect everything that you've just said to me. So okay.
Up next,
I'm for it.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
B.
God damn it, dude. B+. When you get to the bottom of the bag,
and it's just like the chunks of frosted
and the shred and whatnot. Oh god, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. That's good stuff.
Up next, Cocoa Krispies.
Oh, A.
God,
A+.
You're
gonna leave me with chocolate milk to drink out of the bowl later? Yeah, fucking right. A+.
A+. Fruit Loops.
A.
I'm gonna give it an A. They don't really get that soggy. The fruity taste comes through the whole time. They're a big, nice, sugary treat. I love it. Also, underrated fact of Fruit Loops, maybe the best. One of the top to eat without any milk, just to eat by the handful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's how I yeah. If you can't eat it like straight without any milk, not worth fucking with.
Honey Kicks.
Never had.
Never had either. Raisin Bran.
I like Raisin Bran, actually.
I fucking hate raisins so much, man.
Hate the brand, love the raisins. I'm one of those people that will like then just put my disgusting unwashed hand into the box and start like finger picking out extra raisins for myself. Yeah, especially because they sugar the raisins. Oh god,
oh, that's true. I hate raisins.
A raisin is, essentially a raisin is just like sugar in like a really like tiny ball sack. You know, that's really all a raisin is.
I don't understand my mentality of hating raisins because I love grapes.
Because they're just ruined grapes.
I guess so. But I like dried bananas.
It's like, a grape is looking at some raisins like, look at how they massacred my boy.
It is kind of like that. Up next are Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same as like yeah.
So good. Peanut Butter Puffins, the superior puffin. Basically, I assume you would rank this similar to how you would rate your Peanut Butter Captain Crunch.
Probably, yeah. I will let you put that grade on my cereal.
The issue with the Puffins brand is because it's Trader Joe's, they obviously are not going to come in as big of a container as your wholesale like store-bought cereals. So you get a little bit less.
Meanwhile, I can get 6 pounds of orange chicken for no hassle at all.
Up next, this might be my number one for me. This might be my favorite cereal of all time. It's Fruity Pebbles.
B.
A+, but this is entirely me, and it's entirely on how you do it. So I do Fruity Pebbles, and then I put the Fruity Pebbles in first. I pour the milk, and then I top it off with some half and half.
Fucking A. Wow. Wow.
That's a reaction right there.
That's I've learned some shit tonight, my man. That's I'm gonna have to try that. Fucking A.
It's good. It's real good. It's real fucking good. You kind of understand if you know me only now, the more I talk about my eating habits growing up, the more you kind of understand.
The enigma that is Jim makes a whole lot more sense right now as we're grading these cereals.
Just wait till I tell you. I feel like
unveiling your secret cereal processes.
I feel like the one I tell everyone about, I think I told you about, was cake soup.
Yeah, you told me about cake soup.
Good old cake soup.
That's how you make weight for wrestling. My God.
That's how
you step up in weight class.
That's how you become pre-diabetic by pretty damn fat. You're speed running life. Up next, Golden Grams.
Cake soup.
I don't want to elaborate any more on that than I have to.
I don't. Please don't. C+ for Golden Grams.
I'm gonna give it a C+ as well. Honey Bunches of Oats are next.
B. Just a B.
I'm gonna give it a B. Similar to the other one. As far as adult cereals go, this is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Up next, Count Chocula.
A.
I'm gonna give it an A. I didn't like this one as much as the other chocolate one.
This one's got marshmallows though, right?
It does.
A.
But
plus.
The next one on the list, Lucky Charms, I like way better. I would eat Lucky Charms in college, freshman year of college. They had it at the dorm. I would eat this every night instead of ice cream.
So my wife, as a Notre Dame grad, has a special relationship with Lucky Charms, and so I feel this isn't the main reason, but I feel so lucky to have married her because it means that I get Lucky Charms all the goddamn time now, and I will seriously. Listen. I have to say this quiet so she doesn't hear. She started putting our cereal in one of those like Stay Fresh containers, so I can actually see the location of the marshmallows, and I will put my fucking disgusting grubby fingers in there and just start picking out marshmallows and only eat marshmallows.
I'm pretty sure there's an online service that will send you just the marshmallows.
Oh, I'm sure there is at this point. I mean, if you can buy the like the drumstick ice cream cone ends that just have like the chocolate inside like that, then I guarantee you can just get that.
I think we found what we might grade next, and that's store-bought ice cream.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. I'm for it.
We're both fat. It works.
Yeah.
Up next, Frosted Flakes.
B+. I like the Frosted Flakes.
I do like them. I'm gonna give them an A. They get soggy. They do. You got to be like pretty quick with them.
They're like far superior Wheaties.
Yes, they're Wheaties, but good.
Right. So B+. They're great.
Last, but certainly not least, I think this might be my 1B, if not my close number 2, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I just polished off a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch like a night ago. Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one of the cinnamon ones I can go to every single time, and it's because it's so cinnamony and sugary and delicious, and that is a goddamn A.
I think I actually have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the house, in the garage. I think I'm going to have that tonight in celebration of this list. Good on us.
Good on us.
We went through a shitload of these ones. I'm surprised by how high we graded a lot of these.
So am I, honestly.
God, they're such good. Man,
half and half.
Yes, half and half in fruit. It's a power move. It's a power move.
Fucking Flavortown, USA, baby.
My last bit of food opinion: how do you like your mac and cheese? Like your Kraft store-bought box mac and cheese?
Oh, I still make it the old way with half a stick of butter.
Well, you do it the best way, but
yeah, they tried to change it now, but no, half a stick of butter, half a cup of milk. I don't like it runny. I'll get it nice and creamy. Whip it up.
I like it runny. I like it sort of soupy. And then I put a hot dog in there.
Well, this episode's over.
Yeah. It's only the store bought though. Like if I make my own mac and cheese, it's got to be creamy.
Now my uncle used to do mac and cheese with Vienna sausages and ketchup.
Do you have all the cheese flavoring and everything still in there?
Yeah.
That's psychopathic behavior, but I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually when you say the word uncle, it's followed by descriptions of psychopathic behavior.
Okay, last bit of food. How have you partooken in fun dips?
In fun dips?
Yeah,
like the candy?
Fun dip? Candy, it's a little fun dip. You've got your little stick, your candy stick, your powder.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you eat that? Because I feel like I'm a psychopath when I eat it.
Through my nose like Tony Montana.
I mean, yes, but how did you as a kid eat it?
through my nose like Tony Montana.
I did that with Smarties. I did that with Smarties a lot.
I think I tried to use the weird sugar tablet spoon, and then eventually it was just like.
So yeah, I would.
Let me get that sounded. I was away from the microphone, so it's the description of how.
I would buy one of the bigger packs that had like 4 individual ones in it. So I had 4 sticks and 4 things. Pour them all together, down that, and then eat all the sticks, just like whole.
Which is basically just like, I'm pretty certain like when they test new medicines and they're like, some people were given a placebo, they were just given those fun dip sticks. I think
so.
Is how they handle it.
Because they just called them sugar pills, so I just thought they would taste like that.
Yeah. Everyone needs pills of sugar. Who doesn't?
I honestly would just eat spoonfuls of sugar sometimes. So.
Yeah, same. I'm not gonna act like I'm better than that. Yeah, totally.
No, we were kids. It was different then. And also, I was 26.
So my wife wakes me up the other morning and she's like, "Did you like? I don't know. Did you get into like a fight with someone who bleeds syrup last night?" I was like, "No, no, but I made some Eggos in the dark. Why?" She's like, "There's syrup everywhere. Like it's on the floor. It's somehow like inside the drawers. It's on the table." It's like, yeah, man, I like Eggos and I don't like lights. So you're the weird one for judging me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That sounds like very judgmental.
Yeah.
I think that'll do it for this episode of the Jimnasium. This was a fun one. This was a good one. Chase, what do you got going on this week?
So much things. So much things, Jim. Buckle in. It's going to take a second. Here we go. Tomorrow, new podcast to do with our boy Eric Etoft21. The Cocktail Hour. That'll be tomorrow night. Wednesday, I've got Divine and the Dog with my co-host Megan Devine of TVG fame. We do that through ABR Live. Then I've also got the lineup with Beho of Beho fame Wednesday night. Friday, Picks Porch. Got the Santa Anita Pick'em Show with Gino B. Saturday, I've got Cutting Nets in the morning, and then I'm also making a special appearance on a America's Best Racing live stream for some of the big stakes races. I'm going to be on, I think I want to say like 5 p.m. Eastern. Going to take a look at the Fountain of Youth and the San Felipe at Santa Anita. And then Sunday, I'm back in the Jimnasium. A lot of shit.
A lot of shit, man.
The other day, someone was like, "How many shows do you do now?" And I was like, 8?
Almost double digits.
Close to it.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what I got going on. I got the Jimnasium every Sunday, 8 p.m. with this guy right here. And Tuesday, I'm trying to come out with a YouTube video every Tuesday. That's usually a newsy sort of video. This one, as we alluded to earlier, a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit on the up and up that I have been privy to. There's been new shit come to light. Yeah. Wednesdays, we've got Spring Fever going on.
That's the one I forgot. I always forget one. That was the one I forgot.
Good. Spring Fever, because we're both a part of it. Breaking down everything spring football, USFL, XFL, CFL every Wednesday. Usually it's around like 6:30. We'll try and blast it off whenever. We'll try and squeeze it in. And then Thursday, I'm unveiling a new cooking show, Cooking with the Garage. I'm going to be cooking something in an hour, kind of like those.
And if you've been listening for the last hour, how can you not want to watch that? I'm still taking morbid fascination. Yes, I'm in. I'm
still taking suggestions. Either DM me on Twitter at XFL Jim or email me xfljim@gmail.com. Your suggestion of what recipe I should make. No matter what the recipe is, I'm going to do it in an hour and I'm going to eat it. That's my promise to you, Garage Nation. Whatever recipe I do on Thursdays, I will cook in an hour and eat it.
So much salmonella and E. coli coming your way. I feel like
you could cook chicken fast.
Yeah.
Like,
just make sure your chicken and your pork's all the way done.
You could cook chicken in like 20 minutes.
Depends on how you do it, Jim.
No. There's only a few ways.
So you're telling me that in every universe, with the laws of thermodynamics, no matter how you cook it, chicken is done in 20 minutes.
Well, however I will cook it, it will be done in 20 minutes. Also,
Okay, that's fair.
I
That's
feel
a fair
like my
caveat.
body can handle a little salmonella.
Honestly, I don't disagree.
And then Friday, Chase said Picks Porch. I'm also bringing back a couple things. I'm trying to do some more daily stuff. I've got my TikTok hot tub life advice coming back, hitting you with that every day. So follow me on TikTok. And then follow both of us at XFL Jim and at Oaklawn. Give us a like, give us a follow. Give us a follow on subscriptions. Also follow us on Better Than Vegas. Giving out gambling picks all the fucking time. It's great.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think they're doing some new audio podcasts too. So go give them a follow on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcast, the whole shebang and bang. Thank you all so much for watching, for listening. This has been the Jimnasium. Peace out and stay garage certified, everybody.
Where'd you come up with that dog shit pick?